Hey everybody, and welcome to my One Piece chapter review of chapter 1125. So, never actually done a One Piece chapter review. This is kind of a spur of the moment thing. I thought, what the hell? Egghead is wrapping up, and Egghead, from my understanding, ended last chapter, and I thought, hey, it'll be cool. Just coming off after work, we are reading and reviewing the newest chapter of One Piece. And just as Chug Conroy was, and then is again my inspiration when it comes to Let's Plays, Tekking 101 is my inspiration for anime-manga reviews. And because of that, I'm going to try and do a bit of his kayfabe, not style of, pretending I don't know what's about to happen next, despite the fact that, well, I've already read the chapter last night. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to really do many or any of these, but I thought this might be fun. So, yeah, starting off with the cover page, we are continuing Yamato's journey. Yamato is currently wanting to rebuild Odin Castle, but Minatomo is missing. So, Minatomo is actually a One Piece character I find really funny. One Piece Minatomo. So, yes. For a little bit of context, in Chapter 1 of One Piece, there was, while Shanks and Luffy were in the bar, the bandits, Higuma, walked into the bar, knocked off the door, yelled at Shanks, and left the bar. And there was a just continuity error in the manga where Oda had Higuma break off the door as he walked in, but go through the normal door when he walked out. People asked him in an SBS, and Oda made a joke character, Minatomo, this basically handyman carpenter type person who just quickly fixed it off screen in between shots. We just didn't see him. And when we got to Wano, we actually find the legendary carpenter Minatomo, who's like the distant cousin or something like that of the East Blue Minatomo, and was who Frankie trained under while he was in Wano, while the rest of the Straw Hats were at Whole Cake Island and the like. So, yeah. Apparently, Minatomo's missing. Not sure what's up with that, but yeah. Also, man, this is my first chapter review. I'm not throwing my hat into the ring when it comes to Yamato's pronouns. Apologies. But anyways, on to the chapter itself. Chapter 1125. What constitutes death? So, starting off, we have, it looks like we have Marines coming in from outside of Egghead, helping to, basically get all the other Marines off the island. And, one of the first things somebody asks is, wait, where is, Stussy? To which Rob Lucci said that she is killed in action. Now, while I was at work, I actually read a different translation where Rob Lucci said that he killed her. And, I stopped really there when I was reading at work because I'm like, okay, let me wait till I'm home before I can read the chapter in its entirety. So yeah, I'm not sure what the proper translation here is yet, but I'm assuming that either Rob Lucci knows she's alive and just says killed in action, or Rob Lucci does not know she's alive and says killed in action. I'm fairly sure that Stussy is still alive because, well, this is fucking One Piece. Nobody fucking dies in One Piece. And we also have Kaku looking sad here. I guess Rob Lucci could have killed her off camera, but that just doesn't sound right. Now, where is Stussy? That I'm not sure. We also have St. J. Garcia Saturn breaking down sort of the events and basically saying, hey, well, we got some wins, we got some losses, team. On the wins side, we did manage to get York, we got Punk Records, we have the Mother Flame, and yeah. That being said, though, there was a little bit of a problem that we let that transmission play, and he's talking to the 9 vice admirals he brought to Egghead, and, giving them a piece of his mind, basically saying, hey, we fucked up. And not a we fucked up it's like a solidarity, but like a, him yelling at the 9 vice admirals. To which one of them, I can't exactly tell who. Yeah, you know what? I think I can figure this out real quick. Vice admirals on Egghead. Google corrected me to vice admirals in Egghead. Okay. I think this is Pomsky. This picture's at a distance, so I can't really tell. No, it's not Pomsky. Yeah, I'm not sure which vice admiral this is, and it's not gonna matter in a little bits. But yeah, vice admirals are like, hey, let's go to Elbeth. We'll chase the Straw Hats, to which Saturn's like, no, we're not going to Elbeth. We're not going to Elbeth. And yeah. To which is failure. Yeah, he's basically saying, no, at this point, Straw Hats got away. Chasing them to Elbeth is not the right move. And basically says, I think these are just his internal thought bubbles. No. He says that it was a disaster, allowing the message to play as well as the Iron Giant helping them to escape, and says that it's ironic, really, and has a flashback to roughly 200 years ago, where after the Iron Giant attacked Marie Joie, scientists were ordered to destroy it, and Saturn himself said, and I will take responsibility should this be uncovered. Now do as I bid and study it thoroughly. This is the future. I am certain it will ultimately prove a great asset to our military might. We thought up until now that some scientists basically stole it when they were told to dismantle it, and just kind of kept it on the down low, and then Vegapunk inherited it. But from what we were told, actually, no. Saturn himself thought, oh man, this is going to be awesome. I don't care that Eam ordered me to destroy it. I'm going to keep it. And so now, his decision from 200 years ago is biting him in the ass. Now, we have a Vice Admiral say something, basically say, hey, got a question for you, Saturn, if you don't mind me asking. World government seems really mad that this message went through. Are you mad because it's some truth behind it? Dead. Saturn immediately just looks at him. He's dead. Vice Admiral Doberman. Is that the same one? Let me try and scroll down to see a further shot of all the admirals. I think... Yeah, I'm 99% sure that it was Vice Admiral Doberman that suggested going to Elbath, and then Vice Admiral Doberman, who was just killed by Eam just looking at him. We still don't really know what that's about, but yeah. And yeah, so don't question the Gorosei, apparently. And yeah. Yeah. Now we cut over to the Loudbow phase, where not where one of the things Vegapunk Lilith said was that one of the most important things in the punk records was making sure that the island clouds stay, because, well, if the world's flooding, if we can just make artificial island clouds, we'll be able to, like, resettle the world in the sky. Absolute worst case scenario. So Vegapunk is really big on making sure that the island clouds stay afloat, especially because Punk Records is suspended in the island clouds. But York is waking up and realizing that the clouds are going out of control. That, like, they're only supposed to be producing like 100 tons of island cloud a second, but they're just producing like 300 tons a second or something like that. And she's just like, what the hell? Why isn't it stopping? And trying to figure it out and just cursing the Stella. And I think she's trying to blow it. Yeah. Oh, okay, yep, I missed that. So she goes to try and shoot the generator of island clouds, only to see that the clouds become thick enough that Punk Records itself is able to fully detach from Egghead Island and start floating away. And she's like, oh, fuck, yep, they tricked me. They got away with it. And yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna get this up for later. Oh, that was it. Now, cutting over to Marie Joie next. So, as was stated, the Revolutionary Army have been going to war with Marie Joie. Part of how they're doing that is just cutting off the food supply chains, and the idea of, hey, we'll slowly starve the celestial dragons to death. And yeah, now they have tons of food stockpiled, so it's taking a while, but after this point, you see as Charlos is like, what scraps are these, you buffoon of a chef? I ordered beef. Why did you serve me this? To which the chef is trembling in fear and is like, I'm so sorry, terribly sorry, your worship. Our stocks have dwindled. Charlos responds, of course, with, this is unheard of, and just straight up shoots the chef. Oda does a really good job at making the celestial dragons just the most hateable kind of people. And it then goes to a bunch of celestial dragons talking amongst themselves, arguing like, this food issue has gone on for long enough. Not only did I miss a meal yesterday, I wasn't allowed any snacks. Unacceptable, treated like a common street rat. Is there a famine? Will we starve? We must sentence whoever's responsible to death. No, that's not enough. The neglect responsible should be tortured for their mismanagements. And yeah, they're just talking amongst themselves, and still just as awful as they were before. But we have the good old Room of Authority. Um, and, in the Room of Authority, we've got, of course, no St. J. Garcia Saturn, but we do have St. Marcus Mars sitting behind the group as per normal, which, so, one thing, we have like the two or three chairs in the Room of Authority, which all the Gorosei are always seen in. Somebody asked Oda, like, hey, every single time you draw the Room of Authority, you have St. Marcus Mars just standing while everyone else is sitting. Did he, like, turn in his homework late and Eam punished him by saying, you have to stand during the next meeting? Oda's response was basically, I don't have time to look back at every single instance of me drawing them, but if that's true, that's hilarious, and yes. Which, when the Gorosei all got teleported back to Marie-Joie, Marcus Mars immediately sat down on one of the chairs and started enjoying it. But now that four of the Gorosei are here, he's just standing up again. So I really do think that this is just, like, I don't think this is plot relevant or anything, but I do think Oda has just made it a rule, like, if Marcus Mars is alone in the room, he's allowed to sit. But if anyone else is here, he has to be the one standing. There's even, as we'll see later in a couple of seconds, there's even an empty chair here, but he's still just forced to stand. I love this. Thank you, Oda. But they're really confused because Saint Garling Figarland just walks in through the door, and we got so the four Gorosei here, of course, Saint Marcus Mars, Saint Topman Warkery, Saint Ethan Burin V Nashjiro, and Saint Shepherd Jupiter. Topman immediately starts basically saying, hey, what are you doing in here, Garling? Like, you can't look, you're an important guy, leader of the Gods Knights, but you can't just, like, walk in here whenever you want. You forget yourself. Oh, no, sorry. Everyone basically says that. I need to scroll a little farther. And, what are they doing here? And Garling says, new orders have been bestowed upon me. As you see, he's wearing a white coat. Takes off his glasses and says, the Vegapunk known as York is now under my command, as I am just been named the new defense and science god. He sits down on the chair, puts one leg over his thigh and says, let's work together to build the world better, my fellow elders. As it says, 5 elder stars, Saint Garling Figarland, defense science warrior god. Going back to Egghead, you see Saint J. Garcia Saturn choking. He's on the floor. He is choking as black smoke is billowing out of his body. All the Marines are yelling, oh god, oh fuck, like, what the hell should we do? This is one of the Gorosei. We can't just let him die. As Jay Garcia is just withering away, as he's telepathically talking to Eam. Imu-sama, Imu, have mercy. Oh god, that destroyed my voice. And Eam says, Saturn Joy Boys, I was behind that escape and you allowed it to happen. As, all of this black smoke gets removed from Jay and leaves him as just a skull on the floor. So, first thing I gotta say, rest in piss, Jay Garcia Saturn. It is so great that he is finally dead. And yeah, this also definitely gives us some more information on what the Gorosei are, and I want to talk about that real quick. First off, my going theory has always been essentially that, as we know, devil fruits have wills of their own, especially Zoan devil fruits, and we do know from Impel Down that a failed awakening can cause the personality of the fruit to take over. My opinion was that the five Gorusei were actually the spirits of devil fruits which had dominated over their human hosts. Essentially, Eam like found the sandworm fruit. The sandworm fruit dominated over its host and became its own entity, which overshadowed it. And what Eam has done over the years is every time that Jupiter dies, has the devil fruit collects the sandworm fruit, feeds it to gives it to a celestial dragon, tells them, hey, you're going to be on the Gorosei now. Celestial dragon eats it. The sandworm fruit dominates that one. And essentially, the Gorosei themselves would be fighting the spirits of devil fruits who are able to inhabit any body and have over the years. But as we've slowly pieced together that, first off, I'm not going to get into the debates on whether those are or aren't devil fruits. I genuinely think they are. Fuck you. I don't want this, actual beasts from hell. Or, no. Please, no. Yeah. But, that's just my thoughts. And, we've seen, Saturn at God Valley and that he didn't look much younger or anything. So we've known for a decent amount of time that probably the Gorosei are ageless immortals. And now that we saw him at a 200 years ago flashback looking exactly the same, it's been confirmed at this point that the Gorosei do not age normally. Additionally, it's been confirmed that all of them are formerly human, and Eam can just take away their power at any time. Now, what I'm curious about is, will Garling receive a power of his own? If so, what is the name of his power? What's his power again? The Gyuki, will Garling be giving the Gyuki ability? Will he not? Will he be given a different ability? That's things I'm all really curious to learn. Also, I just want to say that at Garling Fearland, I wasn't really a fan of him. He was a bit of an 11th hour last minute character introduced. Got it, the halfway point of Egghead? 86? Right. That was during the because we had the introduction to Egghead. Then we went away for a little bit in order to see what was happening in the rest of the world. Then we went back to, see what was going on. So what is that? We haven't even known Garling for 30 chapters yet, but Oda has done a good job at, introducing him, at having him appear during the God Valley flashback and giving him some, characterization there, as well as the implications he's probably, Shanks' father. So, despite the fact he's only been in the story for 30 chapters. He was an 11th hour thing, and he hasn't really had much screen time. I think Oda's done a good enough job at having just a few instances to keep us invested with him. And I believe he was one of the 12 individuals. Let me just double check real quick. What chapter was the... God, how far back was the... Here are the 12 people who might find the One Piece. Wasn't 123, 122... No, that's Joy Boy. 21. Yeah, he was one of the 12 individuals on the fate of the world now rests in the hands of the one who finds it, the person who lays claim to One Piece. So yeah, like, I think we've got enough Garling stuff, but I definitely do want to see more. Also, all the other Gorosei look very scared because, I think they're realizing just how replaceable they are. We don't know how long all of the people have been Gorosei. The only thing we know for certain is that St. J. Garcia Saturn has been a Gorosei for at least around 200 years ago. Whether he was one of the most elder among them or one of the newest among them, we're not exactly sure. But we do know that they don't age, so it's quite possible he is the youngest. It's quite possible he's the oldest. Look at Jupiter. Like, he might literally just be, like, promoted to Gorosei 5 years before the story. He might be the oldest one there. We don't know. But yeah, Saturn's dead, and... So, as I said, nobody ever dies in One Piece. We got Shaka, Edison, Pythagoras, and Atlas just alive now. So, where is it? So essentially it is the body of Shaka with the head of Edison, the left arm of Pythagoras, and the right arm of Atlas, I believe. So essentially it is just a chimera of all of the robots, and they are able to mentally talk to each other, and they're basically like, oh boy, good thing we're safe. If they just start destroying all of the spare part, oh wait, okay, yeah. So it actually looks like they're in the spare parts room for Egghead. So I don't think it's that those particular pieces from all of the satellites survived. I think they, like, all of the consciousnesses survived. How, I'm not exactly sure. But they decided, hey, we'll all just inhabit one body now. And, like, basically just built a new body as a chimera of backup parts for all of them, kind of to acknowledge this fact. Yeah. And we also have them, like, just throwing out all the York parts because York bad. Yeah, they have made a permanent island cloud, I'm guessing, and are now going up to escape with Egghead. Going up to escape with the Labo phase Egghead itself. They contact with Area, and I'm guessing, based on how the conversation ends, they're like, hey, with Area, we're coming up there with Punk Records. We then cut over to the Kamabaka Queendom, as, there's various discussions going on like, oh man, can all this be true? What should we do? And they're discussing, hey, it says the person who claims the One Piece will be able to to rule this world. Um, we have oh fuck shoot, I'm blanking on his name. Ivankov. Yeah, we have Ivankov say like, "Hey, wait a minute! The world government must have known for this for a while. That's why they've spent this last 700 years having slaves build Tequila Wolf, as well as Vodka Wolf, Rum Wolf, and Bourbon Wolf. So apparently, there's three other wolves." And for recollection, Tequila Wolf was where Robin was sent during the time skip. It was a giant bridge that slaves had been building for 700 years. And let's see, it is apparently in the East Blue. Giant stone bridge of large waves above the water. We don't know where it starts or where it's going, but considering that it's in one of the four blues, and we have three other tequilas, three other wolves mentioned. I'm guessing that they're in the, northwest and south blues, whether or not respectively, that needs to be seen. But yeah, they're also talking about, oh, that's why the Gorisei live on the red line. That makes sense. And we then have Dragon standing there, saying something. We must hurry and achieve victory for our cause, before the people of the world kill each other to secure habitable land. End of chapter 1125. Come on, guys! Dragon might do something. I swear, it's been over 900 chapters, but this time for sure, Dragon is maybe going to actually do something. God. Dang! I think my chapter review is just slightly longer than my background footage of me doing my dailies in Genshin last night. So I think I'm gonna have to switch to my Genshin dailies this morning midway through. But oh god, but yeah, really really solid chapter. Actual sex, hyped so much. I'm guessing we're going to spend at least another couple of chapters sort of following up on this before we go to Egghead. Like, we might see what we might see what some characters like Blackbeard are doing. We might see stuff in Impel Down. We might, get some more stuff with Garling or the Gorusei or Eam. But yeah, ultimately, really solid chapter. No break next week, so you know what? I had fun. I guess I'll see you back here for chapter 1126. See you guys then.